I spent 6 months obsessing over this wall. And honestly, it got a little ridiculous. At one point, I was fully convinced that the only thing standing between me and a beautiful living room was expensive custom drapery. I measured everything, bought too many curtains, returned too many curtains, and then I got a quote. Well, I knew I wasn't going to drop $1,500 on 3 panels, so I asked, can cheap curtains actually look high-end? This wall has bothered me ever since we moved in, because during the day the view is beautiful. But at night it becomes two giant mirrors. And because this wall is so big and I've got a door on the left and a window on the right, every curtain decision suddenly felt expensive and overwhelming. So the first thing that occurred to me was to up-level the current IKEA curtains, put them on rings and see how they would work. And while they were better, there was still the problem that I had to move them all the time and they got stuck on that rod. So then I bought different types of curtains and even had my husband install a triple track system from IKEA. And now I know way more about triple tracks than I ever thought I would. I even made a whole video about them if you're curious. But for this living room, I decided that I didn't want that look. One thing that I did get right is putting that triple track all the way to the top as high as I could go up to the coffered ceiling. Because take a look at how different this old IKEA setup with a rod looks at 96 inches versus the one that I put higher at 108 inches. Doesn't the room look bigger? Buying curtains seems simple until you start shopping. There's a lot of things, not only from the length, but also the width, something called stacking, and also the material and how it folds. If you want to spend all the money in the world on curtains, that's easy. You just give them all of your measurements and they will handle it for you. But if you are wanting to buy cheap panels and make them look custom and beautiful and fold right and all the things, then these are the things that you're going to have to know in order to make that happen. At one point, I remember thinking, why are these manufacturers making short curtains? Because the ones that you most commonly find are 84 inches, and 9 times out of 10, that is not long enough. Sometimes you'll see 96, and then rarely you'll see anything longer than that. And mine needs to be 108 inches, and there's lots and lots of grommets. And then you'd think, okay, online is going to be exactly what I need. Well, I wish it was that simple, because now you're having like different widths, different lengths, different fabrics. You can't see them, so you have to kind of order them and then test them out, which I definitely have experience in that. I found these curtains that were semi-sheer that I was like, yes, these are going to work. And I ended up buying 12 panels. I ended up experimenting with different header styles, hooks, and curtain tape until I found a look that felt more custom. And I even created my own pinch pleats. These are often the little finishing touches that take the curtains from looking store-bought to looking way more intentional. And one thing I learned the hard way is that steaming helps, but ironing first works even better. It sounds like a lot, but it makes a huge difference. What mischief are you up to now? No. Ah, I woke up to this. My cat. I want to cry. Well, that was fun. Luckily, the weave on the fabric, I guess, is easy to snag and easy to repair. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I've already stitched the crap out of this, so this is also staying. Oh my gosh. The great thing is that I did save a lot of money by purchasing these panels, and I don't know how nice you think they are, but I love them and I really love the price. Instead of paying $1,500, I paid a little over $150 for the same width and length. Designers will often recommend using 2 to 2.5 times the width of your window for a fuller look. That's why I ended up buying 12 panels. But in the end, I changed my mind. 12 panels looked fantastic for a while, particularly in the winter, but then as it got closer to spring and I wanted it to feel more airy, it looked like a lot of fabric on the wall, particularly at night. It almost looked like a theater. And this is where it clicked. It was never about buying more expensive or buying more, because you can buy cheap curtains and make them look amazing. It's really about understanding your space, how you use them, and what makes you feel cozy when you're in it.